India Monet, and I'm here with the TJ Boyce,
Yes, ma'am.
and he is just all around like he's entrepreneur, a producer, a songwriter. He makes music, a director. He manages his kids. Like you do a lot.
I do. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. So for those who don't know you, how would you describe yourself? Tell us who is TJ.
TJ Boyce is a artist, writer, producer, film director, um, creative. Creator. God has blessed me with the gift of, I guess, many gifts and talents, and I just try to, use them to the best of my ability.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And so I know you do a lot of different things. Like you have a lot going on. How did you even get started with doing, so much work at the same time?
I just think it's been a real blessing. Was a kid that grew up in church. My father was a pastor, so I've always been around music. I grew up watching BT, MTV. I was singing, dancing, rapping. Just doing everything. Just what everything that was kids in the hood did. And I just had a knack for it. And when I got to college, I got an opportunity. I moved out to LA, and things started happening in the music and film world. And after a short stint there, I moved back to Houston and wanted to start my own production company, and that's what I've done. And here I am.
Okay. So what would you say is your first love, music or filmmaking, directing?
Music is definitely my first love.
Music.
Music is definitely my first love, definitely.
And when I first got introduced to you, I seen the different the music videos you did around the tragedies of, George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. What inspired you to create from such a, I guess, a negative space that was going on like around the whole country?
Growing up, I was always inspired by those artists that spoke to the times, like Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Bob Marley. Even Tupac Shakur, Biggie. I was just always inspired by artists that spoke about what was happening in the culture and the community, and so I've always written those types of records, and I just felt like the timing was right, and the impact that the George Floyd and Breonna Taylor stories had on the world. I just felt like I wanted to say something, and I'm happy that I used my voice for something like that. I'm really proud of it.
Right. Why do you think it is important for artists to use their voice during moments like that?
Well, I think that the arts are impactful, and I think that the youth look up to artists, musicians, actors, and I think that you know it's just pushing forward, being better. I think that the music and the arts are just very impactful in our society, and I think that when you have a voice, you should use it for positivity.
Right. And switching gears, talking about positivity, you have a new single out about Black women, and
Yes.
it's making some traction. What was your inspiration for that type of song?
I wanted to be the first artist to just come out and say, "I love you, Black woman." I
Mhm.
felt like, and that's how the song opens. And I feel like, the black woman's flowers are far overdue. And that's just something that I was inspired. I come from a Black woman. And I think that the black women are amazing. I want to do a record that that complimented them and gave them their flowers. That's what I did. Do you like
Okay.
the song? Do you like the song?
Yes, of course. I'm a Black woman. I'm definitely going to support that song.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So let's switch gears to your other passions. So I know you manage your kids, and they do a lot. First of all, how did you even tap into your different children's talents to know what to do with them?
It's that's a great question because my son Thomas, he just finished recording just finished filming a Disney movie, Crater, and he's 16, but he's been just a ball of energy, talent since he was a very little boy, and I really didn't know what to do when he was very young. But um, I took him to LA, and he got with an agent, and he just things just started happening. He's been on the Wayne Brady Comedy IQ. He was called no, named one of the funniest teens in America.
Oh wow.
And then London just happened to be with him one day visiting in LA, and somebody was like, "Hey, who's this little girl?" And we're like, "Oh, she's nobody. She's just his little sister." And somebody said, "Hey, she needs to be represented." So we took her in, and her very first audition was Antebellum, and she nailed it. She got casted for the daughter of Janelle Monáe on her very first audition, and she's been doing amazing things ever since.
Wow. So, what advice would you give parents who want to help their kids tap into their talents and maybe get into the industry?
I would definitely say, expose your children to everything as much as you can. Expose them to as many things as that they show natural interest in.
Mhm.
I wanted my son to play football. I wanted him to be a football player, but instead he wanted to be an actor, and so when I found that out, I exposed him to acting. I put him in plays. I put him in, acting workshops. And I would suggest to other parents, if you see whatever you see your child, whatever interest that they have, just expose, put them in, feed that interest, and I think that positive things will come from that.
hmm And so, speaking about your filmmaking and directing, I know you mentioned LA. What do you think you learned the most in LA that helped you, hone in on your craft?
I learned that the guys behind the scenes make the most money. I learned that, and that was and that was always a interesting thing to me. No, but I just really learned to I really am really into excellence. I happened, I got a chance to be around some pretty amazing people as a youngster, and it really impacted me, and I really am into doing things in an excellent way, and I think that that's probably one of the biggest things that I took from it.
Right.
Besides learning that the guys behind the scenes make the money.
With the money. What would you say your biggest goal is when you're, creating, all of the different things that you do? You're such a renaissance man. What do you think your goal is with your art?
I want to make people talk. I want to make people talk. I have all of these ideas and these stories. So when you're writing a song, it's a story.
Mhm.
Of course, when you're writing a film or a movie, it's a story. And I have these stories and concepts that I want people to just take in, and then give them something to think about. It's just my perspective. I think I have some interesting perspective on the world.
Right. And you mentioned being in Houston, and of course, I'm in Dallas, so I know like the South isn't, really looked at when it comes to the entertainment industry. What do you think? How would you say the South can make its mark in the entertainment industry? Because you do so much.
Right, right. So one of the things that I'm really planning on doing, I'm planning on building a state of the art facility, filming and recording facility here in the South, so that will give Southern talent an opportunity that they might not ever have. And I think that we just have to keep we gotta keep pushing, and I think that I personally I see things changing.
Mhm.
There are certain states that Hollywood is incentivized. They with the tax credits, and things that make that incentivize creators to want to film in specific cities, and so I think that has a lot to do with it. But I think that there's a lot of talent in the South. I knew growing up, man, man, it's a lot of talent here. So I plan on definitely being one of the people, to bridge the gap.
Right. That's amazing. And so, what else do you have coming up next that the people need to know about?
Well. I have the Black Woman music video coming up. I'm looking forward to sharing that with the world. And I have the new record, Can't Trust Nobody, featuring myself and Boosie Badass. And I think that that's
Okay.
going to be, I think that's going to be interesting.
Well,
And I,
that's
and, I, and,
definitely.
I, and I have an album, Free Soul. Free Soul is coming. I'm having a great time putting that thing together. I think, and I think that the world is, if you've been missing some great music, you've been wanting something to be proud of, to listen to, and feel like, man, this is my ish, this is my
Mhm.
joint right here. Free Soul is coming. Remember I told you,
Right. Well, I can't. When can we expect it? When can we expect it?
top of the year,
Top
definitely
of the
top of the year,
year. Okay.
top of the
Well, I can't wait to hear it and see what else you have coming out. I'm so happy that you're building this facility in Houston, like the South. We're ready for it. So I'm so happy to hear about all your endeavors, and I can't wait for everyone else to hear it as well.
Thank you, India. I appreciate it.